In this video, I'm gonna show you how I keep the water clean in my Polar Monkey Ice Plunge, my Ice Barrel DIY, my Edge Theory Labs, or really any cold plunge or ice bath that you're gonna use. Check this out. All right, so step number one is make sure that you're rinsing yourself off before you get in. You don't wanna, I know a lot of people get out of the sauna and jump right in. I'm not about that life, so I think that if you're gonna get out of the sauna, the first thing you're gonna do is rinse yourself off. I just got back from the gym, from CrossFit, so it was a really sweaty, really high intense workout. So just did some morning grounding in some sun. Now we're gonna, oh yeah, rinse off. And it's kind of like a little pre-game to the cold plunge as well, because my hose water's definitely not heated. But here's step one: rinse off. Rinse the sweat off. Rinse the hair products out if you have any of that. Just rinse everything off before you get in. That's gonna help keep the water really clean. Oh yeah. Now to keep the video pretty short, I'm gonna do the entire thing right here from my cold plunge as I'm doing my session. So there's three things you're gonna wanna get. I'm gonna put the links to everything that I personally use in the description below. I get pretty much anything from, most everything from Amazon. It's just easy, it's at my house in 2 days. First thing you're gonna want is a little skimming net. So this Polar Monkey has a really good lid, keeps a lot of debris out. But my kids, right here, Ella, Sayla, all my kids like to use this. They actually get in the cold plunge, and when they do, they don't rinse their feet like I do, and they do end up leaving the lid off, and bugs do end up getting in here. So I like to skim it all and get all this stuff out. So get a skimmer. It's gonna help keep a lot of that small debris that ends up in the cold plunge out. The second thing that I use, and I get a lot of questions about it, is I use food grade hydrogen peroxide. I get this, oh thanks buddy. I get about 3 to 4 bottles of this at a time just to have it on hand, because hydrogen peroxide comes in handy for everything, especially food grade. So what I'll do is after I do a full cleaning of the water, if I replace all the water, I'll literally take a quarter of this bottle and I'll put it in there. Quarter to a half, I don't measure it. I just put a quarter to a half a bottle in there. And then about every week, I'll just throw, depending on how much use it gets, and if I let other people use it. I'm gonna get you. Yeah, let's drive. So hydrogen peroxide food grade, I use about a quarter to a half a bottle of it. Every time I recycle and refresh and change out the water, I do about a cap or 2 every week. I don't have like a calendar of when I do it. I just kind of look at the water and can tell when it needs it. I love you, buddy. I'm sorry I splayed you. Can I get you again?
And I'm not sorry I did it to you.
Now here's the third thing that I just got and I've been experimenting with, and man, I should have did a before and after because it really made a difference. But I bought myself, this is the second one I bought. It's an Ozone aider. Yeah, so it basically creates ozone. This one's rated for water, that's why that little tube's there. So last night I put it in, the kids left the lid off, the water was a little, I was like, man, I'm gonna need to change the water out, it's probably time. I was like, I'm gonna give it a try. The first one I bought didn't work, so I had to send it back. This one's a little bit cheaper. I'll put the links to this one in the description below. It worked like a charm. Like the before and after, if I would have videoed it, you'd be impressed because the water is insanely clear. You could probably see in the water right here from a weird angle with no good lighting. But, so I got myself, recap, a skimmer, food grade hydrogen peroxide is the only chemical I use, which isn't really much of a chemical, and then an ozonator, which basically, how ozonators work, I'm not like a scientist or anything like that, but basically it sends in a ton of oxygen molecules to bind to other oxygen molecules to go crazy and attack all the bad stuff in the water and in the air and purify it. A lot of people are using this to clean their fruits. So definitely gonna be a part of my normal regimen. So those are the 3 things I use to keep my water clean. I don't use any other chemicals or clarifiers or anything like that, and it seems to be working. I have not changed the water out in my Polar Monkey since I built this thing, and you probably saw that video on the channel. But yeah, it's been working pretty good. So give it a thumbs, maybe 2 thumbs up. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. I've been in here over 3 minutes, so my session is done. I'm gonna go under, and you guys are gonna have yourselves a great day. And as always, God bless.
Bye.
Whew.
That trash recorded.
I know.